Hey everybody, we're over here on the floor today doing our little video. I know it's been a while, but today I wanted to talk a little bit about live blades and why you always need to pay attention. Because I made a video a while back called passive flipping versus active flipping, and a lot of you saw that video. That's one of my best performing videos on my entire channel. And, in that I talk about passive and active flipping. Passive flipping being the kind of flipping you do when you're watching TV or you're not really paying attention to what you're doing, where you'd kind of just do the same kind of moves over and over and over. Active flipping being if you're trying to record a clip or something like that, where you're consciously thinking about every single move that you're going to make and what your next move's going to be. Now, in that video, as I talk about that, one thing I don't really think I touched on that I am definitely aware of now is never passive flip a live blade. It doesn't matter how good of a flipper you are, it doesn't matter how well you know the balisong, any of that. The moment that you take any of your concentration away from one of these things, you're going to get hurt. And that is just the unfortunate nature of it. So if you are going to passively flip, use a trainer, because live blades will get you, and sometimes not in the way you might think. Now also, that goes without saying that in general, when you're flipping, you should always be very mindful of a lot of things. One being the balisong itself. Try to put as much of your attention as you can on the balisong, especially a live blade. But another thing is, of course, being yourself. You need to have a lot of concentration and attention put on yourself and what you're doing, what position you're in. But another big part of it is your environment. Always make sure that you're well aware of the kind of environment you're in. For instance, I know that my phone is sitting off to my side here with the screen down. Now the screen is down so that if for some reason my balisong flies over there, it's not gonna crack my screen. And of course, as many people have realized, balisongs will very easily crack a screen. So in general, it's best practice to not flip a balisong next to anything you wouldn't want broken, or at least hit by a balisong. But, of course, you can minimize your drops by paying attention. The more you pay attention to what you're doing, the less likely you are to drop it. Now, of course, the more skilled you are, and the better you know the tricks, the less likely you are to drop the balisong. But really, when you're flipping, you want to try to make sure that you're paying as much attention to all of these different things as possible. Now, of course, there's a lot of situations in which that becomes more difficult. If you're talking to somebody, if you're, trying to watch something, you might just be in a space where you feel like you can't really focus and concentrate. A big one for me, and I'm sure a lot of other content creators, is trying to do what I'm doing right now, talk to you guys, form complete sentences, coherent thoughts, while also trying to flip a balisong, is harder than you would think. Now, I'm not trying to say that what I'm doing here is difficult by any means, but it's impressive that the moment you start talking, you can't devote almost any of your brain power to your flipping. Which is exactly why I feel like my flipping always looks kinda lame. It's a lot of the same things over and over, especially while I'm sitting. There's certain tricks I don't really want to do sitting, like a wrist pass, or not a wrist pass, a pinky catch. I don't do well sitting because I need a little bit more vertical distance. But yeah, we live in a kind of world today where a lot of things are fighting for our attention, and it can be really easy to take something like a balisong and say, oh, well, I know how to flip that, I know what tricks I'm doing, I don't need to pay attention as much to that. But don't. You will get hurt. Speaking from experience, speaking from other people's experience, you will get hurt. So, whatever you guys do, wherever you are, wherever you flip, make sure you're paying attention to what you're doing. Not just to the balisong, but also yourself and the environment around you. pretty much all that I had for you guys today. If you have any video suggestions, leave them in the comments down below. Hope you've all had a wonderful day, and until next time, keep flipping.